Hi Scorpios, welcome to your reading. This is a reading and channeled message for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, or if you resonate with Scorpio energy. I was tapping into and seeing in my third eye a snake. So snakes could be significant for you. I was specifically imagining this dark snake, and it was moving very, very slowly, like slithering very slowly. Also, Harry Potter and Slytherin house could be significant. There's this feeling of restriction that is coming up. There might be something in your life that has felt very restrictive to you. This could be a pattern of some sort, like some kind of habit, some kind of energy, some kind of behavior. This could be a person in your life. There's some kind of restrictive energy that's coming to mind because I'm thinking of a snake, and I'm thinking of like the way a snake can like wrap around something and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And so you might be feeling like it's been hard to breathe recently. You could actually be feeling this physically. You could be literally experiencing like shortness of breath or feeling like you can't get like a good breath in. You could also experience like in your sleep, it might be difficult for you to breathe. Like you could resonate with like being a mouth breather literally and noticing that you're like very congested. And I know that congestion and kind of stuff with like the upper respiratory system, beyond the health physiological reasons, of course, like definitely go to the doctor or take care of those things. But I know from like a spiritual level, there is something about congestion that can be related to the throat chakra, can be related to feeling blocked in some way, restricted in some way. Maybe there's a truth that needs to come up. I'm literally imagining someone coughing something up or ejecting something. So there's definitely something that needs to come out or something that is coming out. I feel like you're going to be told something. Someone might be telling you something, or you might be speaking on something towards someone else. This could also just be an inner truth that's coming to light. Like something is finally rising up from the ashes I'm getting, or like the grave. Definitely kind of a darker energy, I would say. It feels a little bit like there's some shadow here. There's definitely some, I want to say like there could be some trauma patterns, trauma bonds, could be significant, could also be like karmic energy. We have the Queen of Swords at the back of the deck. Speaking your truth, right? Saying something that needs to be said, not lying to yourself or sugarcoating something to yourself anymore. This is also discernment. There may be an energy around you that you need to move away from. You need to cut some kind of cord. So cord cutting rituals could be something that you could do. Also, I'm thinking of like cleansing yourself, like a cleansing bath, a cleansing, like a spiritual cleanse, like a shower, a bath. This could also be like using the element of fire. So there could be something with like burning something. I'm literally thinking of like writing certain things down, like burning that, burning mementos or something like that. It's like some sort of release of energy feels necessary here, because it feels like this is what liberates you from this feeling of restriction, or from this feeling of like, it just feels like you're on one side of something and it to you feels like there's a wall, especially with the Nine of Wands. Like you might feel like you're blocked off or you're very guarded because of this energy, or because of something that has just taken place. That could be significant for someone, like something significant that just happened. But it feels like you've been in this guarded energy. The Nine of Wands came out in another reading that I did as well. So I think there's definitely this energy of like wariness around something. And I think you know the answer, you know the truth for yourself. It doesn't feel like you need anyone's validation or you need anyone's help. What's interesting though is the first three cards that I got. I got the Moon, the Empress, and the Three of Pentacles, which the Moon is our feelings, our hidden desires, our intuition, our subconscious, our dreams. It's the hidden layer, it's beneath the surface of the water. And I'm thinking back to that energy of the snake, right? And it's like something slowly moving under the water, something thick, something heavy, something that has weighed you down for a long time, that has made you very tired. And it feels like you're either going to reveal something or something's going to be revealed to you, because it feels like it needs to move out of your body or it needs to move out of your energy. And with the Empress, I feel like your heart in this is so pure. Like, I get the energy that you have good intentions. I think that you're a very loving person. I think maybe people mistake you for something else. Maybe people project onto you what they think that you are, because maybe you are so guarded. Maybe you are very carefully crafted, I'm getting. And I think there's a beauty to this, but there's also pain. There's like a pain, there's beauty, there's mystery here. And I feel like the core of this is this abundant, flowy, beautiful nature that has allowed you to craft in your life, that has allowed you to attract things to you, that has given you this ability to embody who you deserve to be. But then there's still this energy of the hidden, of kind of like wearing a veil, wearing a mask, carrying yourself a certain way, maybe because that's easier for you. You don't want to have to explain yourself, or you don't want people to keep misunderstanding you, so you don't say much. And it feels like the Queen of Swords is you breaking some kind of barrier, some kind of blockage that you've had around speaking up, around being honest, around cutting someone off, around choosing and prioritizing your needs, but in a different way, in a way that's not just about protecting yourself, or like something that's not just about fear. It feels like liberation from fear, liberation from the restriction. And the Three of Pentacles makes me feel like whatever this is, you're going to receive support in this experience. Like, it feels like this might come from people around you. This could be unexpected, like unexpected support, unexpected advice, someone sharing energy with you in a way that I think might encourage you to step forward and step out of the guardedness for a little bit. But this could also represent, you know, the restrictive energy coming from people that you've been around, energies that you've been around. And maybe at one point it was helpful or collaborative, or it felt stable, and maybe you're realizing that that's just not what it is anymore. There could be something that's been destabilizing, or some kind of false truth, but I think that's redundant. Something false, something that isn't the honesty that I think that you operate from. Like, I think you're a pretty honest person. I feel like if there's anything that you've hidden, if there's anything that you've lied about, if there's any sort of dishonesty in your energy, I do sense that that comes from a wound, or that comes from feeling like you have to protect yourself. And I think, you know, Scorpios tend to get that reputation. But I think what's really interesting is this depth and this beauty, this pain, this mystery is your truth. And it's time for you to embrace this about yourself. It's time for you to hold the sword not as a weapon of destruction, or a weapon of lashing out, but as a tool to cut through this energy, to cut through the confusion, to cut through the lies, to cut through the fear, and to liberate yourself into this energy of integrity, fairness, and things balancing out for you.